Hi, welcome back to another video with Planning with Britt. This is Brittany, and we're going to plan for the week of August 4th through the 10th. If that's something you're interested in, then stick around. Okay, so we're going to plan for the week of August the 4th through August the 10th in my Plans by Just Scribble B6 horizontal planner. We're going to use some stickers from my shop. This is kind of going to be an experimentation because I don't know what will fit in here, how it's going to fit. So this comes from the weekly kit, the 7x9 of this style. It's got a little bit of deco, some days of the week, some numbers, a little bit of functional stickers. There is a deco sheet and then full boxes and some other functional stuff. So we're gonna just kind of go with it with this and see what we can make happen. I may hate it at the end, but I won't know what goes well with this planner until we get in there and get started. So we're gonna give it a shot. I also did pull a little bit of Simply Gilded washi. I pulled some of these fall ones from 2018. These are the 5mm that go along with this set. I pulled the 5mm nightshades, which probably from a different release, who knows. And then this April 2020 sub box had this brown one that I think went pretty well with the stickers in the kit. So we're gonna go with that and we're gonna get started. So back from last week at the end of July, our reflections ended here. Pretty good week. We've already set up the August monthly and the August goals. And so now we're gonna just fill this in and see what we can do about getting started. So I usually like to put some washi. We were just looking at that weekly page, but we can look again. Some washi down here and a little bit of deco, some washi here and here. I do need to use my markers first before writing on those sections. So we'll be doing some flipping back and forth. And then this is my little sheet of paper that I'm using as a blotter page to try to keep from covering up keep the writing from smearing, because this paper does take a little bit to dry, and I don't want to say I get in a hurry, but I do move quickly sometimes, and carelessly, probably more so than quickly, and I will make a mess of it. So when I first looked, I thought this orange kind of went well with this kit, and it's kind of okay, but maybe it doesn't match completely the best. But you know, we're going to go ahead and use it anyways because we are. That's what I've pulled, and I don't want to pull anything different. I'm ready to just move on. So we're going to put this here at the top. Oh, I've got it kind of, did not stick it down very straight. Let's try that again. Let's try this again. So how is everyone doing? Hopefully all has been going well. Hopefully your summer was great. I know that it's still technically summer by seasons until mid-September, but since school is starting here, I'm gonna say we're prepping for fall, which we definitely are. So yeah, there is that. I am gonna grab that bigger washi from the April 2020 sub boxes. They're not hard to find. They are in order by date. So I can usually find those pretty easy. So we got April 2020. Yeah, let's look at that. Oh, but it doesn't have bows. That's why I didn't grab it to start with. The bows are not brown. The bows are a different color. So just use the tiny one. The brownish color washi from this kit has airplanes and things on it. I'm pretty sure that was a travel themed kit, which was great, but I'm not going to be traveling during this week because this is the week that I head back to work. So if you're new here, I teach high school science at a rural high school in Texas, and I do I teach chemistry always. That's what my degree's in. That's my subject of choice, and I also teach a supplemental science every year. And that science really just depends on what they need. This year, school year will be forensic science. And so that's one of the ones I do love to teach when I get an option. And so that will be what's happening this year. All right, I'm gonna put my little, oh, there it is. It's like I've lost my little blotter sheet, but I'm gonna put that there so we don't get anything wet while we go back and look at this last week. The washing machine that's close to my office was having a little bit of a meltdown with whatever is in there, and so it started making a really loud noise, so I had to pause the video and go deal with that. I'm sorry about that. If you heard that crazy loud banging, that was the washing machine. So the next thing I'm going to put in is my basic weekly plan, and those are just some things that I try to do. It sounds like it may have trouble again. If I have to stop again, I apologize, but I'm sure you'd rather that than hear that loud, massive amount of noise. So this one, yeah, we've got we're gonna water plants, which is Monday's activities. This one actually probably needs, I probably need to feed also. I'll put feed and water plants. I try to feed every couple of weeks. A little more in the summertime when they're actively busy getting some things done. There's not much on Tuesday. Normally every other Tuesday I pick up for the housekeeper, but she's not coming this Wednesday, so that won't need to happen. I'm going to memory keep on Wednesday night. All right, plan to, trying to keep that up. I've done pretty good over the summer. We're gonna weigh in on Thursday, although I'm not documenting my weigh-ins anywhere. I just like to do that. Finances happen on Fridays. Pool care on Saturday. Pool care requires daily, but checking chemicals and adding chemicals, that happens on Saturdays. And then on Sunday, we're ready for a weekly reset. All right, so I'm gonna scoot this over here, and then I'm gonna start doing some writing here. So this is going to be weekly actions. I've gone back and forth about whether I want to make a sticker for these ones, but again, putting the same sticker in the same place every week makes for weird bumps when you're writing. But I've been doing it with the washi tape, so who knows? And the washi tape, well, obviously is thinner than the sticker though, so that may not be that big of a problem. We'll see as time goes on. Okay, so focus for this week is easy transition back to work. It's going to be rough. I already know. I know I've done this for a lot of years, and going back is always a little tough. So, priorities for this week, I really don't know. I don't know what the priorities are going to be. I want to just say survive. That sounds kind of dramatic, but for real, my priorities are just going to be get done what needs to get done. Actually, my priorities are going to be classroom ready, because there's not a lot of time for that. I use these little tabs to mark the week and the today where I'm at on the daily. I ordered new ones from Type A for Alexa to match more like the color scheme that we put in this planner to start, and they have shipped. So maybe by the next video they'll be here and I can show you those, share those with you. Okay, so weekly actions I'll fill in off camera. I did start using a different set of markers. This is my little London pencil pouch that my mother-in-law bought me while she was on holiday in London earlier this summer. I did purchase a shuttle art set of markers. I think there was like, I don't know, 18, 25, something like that in that set. And I pulled out the colors that I wanted to match up with the Moxie Life Aries of Life. So those are handy, and I will do this off camera and you can see them next week when we look at the actions and then the reflections from the week before. On the to-do list, I don't know, let me look at last week's. I don't know that there was anything that needed to move that I didn't get done. We're still working on insurance quote. I've got some info out to some people that are working on getting me a quote. So I'm not completely done with that just yet. So I'll go ahead and move it to this list. And then what I had done on these other ones is just use some deco and put some deco on here. Of course, using deco on here now without I don't have the Live Live Posh sticker books with bigger deco, so I've got kind of small deco to use. But I'm not really, it's not super bothered by that. So I'm just going to use this little box. We're going to make some deco out of what we have here. Just using some of what's in this kit. And I'm okay to just kind of experiment and use what I got to make some stuff happen here, because in all honesty, I'm just using what's stuff I have in overstock already and stuff that needs to be used up. So not a problem. That's why I'm using just random sheets of what I already had. So I use a little chalkboard one and a couple little deco sheets, deco stickers. I can go ahead and use the rest of this deco off of this sheet, which there is some notebooks and an apple. Okay, so I can go ahead and add in my timed events. I know some things here that are timed. I have to be at work at 8:30. We're having a coffee bar, and we're starting the district pep rally thing with our soup on at 9. I think at 10 o'clock there was a financial wellness meeting, and that's all from there. We have a lunch scheduled. I think it was at 12. I'm pretty sure that's right. There's a catered lunch for us this day on our high school campus. I'm gonna put at the high school. Yeah, and then I don't know what the afternoon looks like. Oh, we have policies and procedures at 1 o'clock. I do know that. Policies at 1. Okay. Tuesday at 8 o'clock, we have mental health training. And I think this is supposed to go until 12:15, maybe 12:45. I think it was actually 12:45. And then that's lunch after that. And then classroom work, which is great. That's the time I need. This is a required training. This pretty much is day 1 always, so whatever. Wednesday, we have revolve and resolve. That, I did not spell that correctly. Resolve. Yeah, fun times. SOLVE, revolve and resolve. Okay, and this starts at, I think it's 8:30 and it goes until 3:30, and I'm in group gold. Each group has its own schedule and places that it's going for things to do. I'm in a group with like science and social studies teachers and our aides and paraprofessionals that help us. Oh, that made it even worse. Okay, so we'll leave that alone. On Thursday, I have to be at South Plains for a training at 9 a.m. And then we have Antelope Valley. Dude, I can't spell today. Antelope. I'm just mixing my letters all the way around. Not the norm for me, but Antelope Alley is at 6 p.m. Okay, Friday is a classroom work day. All right. Saturday and Sunday, as far as I know, I don't have anything scheduled or plans, which is exactly how I hope to keep it. Okay, over here, insurance quote. My habits, meals. On the meals side, we will go down and list these. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then habits. Let's take a peek back at the week before and kind of see what habits we were looking at. Yeah. So I had AM. I'm just going to stick with those for the simplicity of sticking with those. And my July goals and August goals were pretty close to the same. That should be PM meds. Although it looks like AM. Again, I tell you what. This is going to compete for how much whiteout can we use in this YouTube clip today. AM meds, PM meds. What else did we have? I'm going to list these separately. Track. Water. Track. protein. And if I could get a good thing of tracking here, then I could make some changes to what I'm doing. I'm also going to track sleep. And then I'm going to put AM skin care and PM skincare. All right, there's those. And now we need to go in and set up the daily. So let's get started on that. So this will be where we do my weekly reflections. I'm using the Mati Life system. If you haven't seen that, it's probably covered in another video. I usually do that off camera because I need to think. And sometimes it's hard for me to like speak and think at the same time. So I guess I'll cover the Monday up and use these date dots. Okay, and so I put the date dot there and I've divided the page in half. I have been using a little bit of deco and some washi on each page. And I think discussed in a video a few days ago on the July, One Book July wrap up that I was going to end up using this to kind of journal a little bit and just include my shop task over here on my to-do. Because now that I'm back at work, this to-do list will not be near as long because I will not have near as much time to get stuff done. So we're going to just put this over here and kind of call it good. And the deco, I mean, I'm not loving using this deco this way, and I think there's other kits in my shop that might be better suited for this, but for now we're gonna make it work. So we're just gonna put a little bit of that down there and kind of go on from there. I don't know how much journaling I'll do or how much space I'll need, but we will we're gonna give that a shot. All right, here's for Tuesday. We'll use the day of the week and the date dot again, even though the date's over there. I guess that's okay to have it in both places. I don't know that it'll drive me crazy, but if it does, well, we'll do something different the next time. All right, so now we're gonna use this. I need to grab my baby wipe. I almost forgot. I feel like I'm out of practice here or something. But I need to, I don't know which side of the ruler I used with the marker, but I definitely want to get that dark color off before I place it down again. I'm trying to kind of see how far in, maybe about a quarter-ish of the page or so. We'll put it there and see how that works. Because I think I can make it okay with that. All right, so we're going to mark down here. And with this Tombow, I'm going to use a skinnier side, so maybe I don't get as much ink on the ruler and on the page. And I don't need as much dry time. All right, so we're going to put some washi across the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and use the orange. Probably should have put the washi down beforehand, because now it's showing underneath. But you know what? You live and you learn. I think I usually do put the washi underneath, but for this set, we're just going to do that. I'm going to put a little bit of this up here at the top too. I didn't put anything at the top on the last one, but I think that's okay. Yeah, I might actually make a little bit of washi from these little headers and put up here. I can make two of these, make a little bit of a kind of like a washi strip, similar to a washi strip, and it almost lines up okay. Not the worst thing in the world. There is a little line there, but kind of looks like it was purposeful, even though all of us here know that it was not. Okay, I'm not sure where that little fleck of sticker went. Oh, there it is on the marker. Okay, I'll just leave it there. All right, for Wednesday, back to the same date dot. 6th, and then we need to decide on washi. Let's use that brown, that really thin brown. wherever it is. I've lost it. And I'm going to go all the way across top and bottom with that one. Actually, yeah, let's put our washi and then we'll draw our line. So I'm not doing what I did last time and covering it up. I think I'm just going to run it right here under the date dot box. I think that'll be all right. Yep, that'll work. I've lost my washi card. It's on the side of me. Okay, and we'll put it down here as well. Okay, nice plan there. So we need the green marker, right? Yep, we need the green one. And we're kind of using it about here. And they're probably not the same on each sheet. They're probably a little off, but that's okay. I think I'm gonna move over one more grid box. Not holding this very well. Sometimes I feel like I'm an amateur. Oh, lovely. Like I've never done any of this before. And of course, as soon as I say that, I make an amateur mistake. And yeah, that's fine. It's okay. Let's put some deco on these 2 pages. I didn't do any of it earlier. So we'll put some over here, kind of in the middle section. And this one I'll put over here on this corner. All right, what do we want? I'm gonna use this book bag in this set. Okay, let's see, what would we want to add over here? And do the laptop. So that's what this day is gonna be, is all like computer kind of work. And maybe this little notebook. I love the little traveler's notebooks. I think it's so cute looking. Yeah. And we also put it kind of inside there, a little pencil cup. Okay, well, that's probably good enough for now. Not gonna be my favorite decorating, but you know, in the end, it's gonna work out okay. All right, so let's do Thursday and Friday. We need to come back to a marker here. What do we need? That one. And we need to decide on washi. Let's use the maroon washi. We want to use the small one. I think so. I think I kind of like the look of that tiny washi up there. I really think I do. At this time, I'm just gonna go like over here a bit. I should have put the header, the date header first to make sure that wasn't a problem, but we'll position the date header above if we need to. Ah, worked out fine. Thursday is the 7th. And then Friday the 8th. All right. Okay, so we're going to put some of that maroon washi down here at the bottom. And then we're going to draw our line again to separate our page for some journaling and some to-do list. Okay, so we should be using this marker now, and we're going to cut. We'll kind of do right where this washi ends up here. And did I get almost exactly the same without even trying at the bottom? Wow, look at me go. So maybe I'm not amateur. Sometimes I definitely have amateur moments though. Always, this ruler is very thick, and so trying to decide where to move it and drop it on the other page, you get ink all over there regardless whether you went to or not. Goodness. I tell you, I've had trouble with this ruler and the markers. I could try to freehand it, but that'd probably even be worse. So let's do some washi on Friday, draw the line, put some deco on these 2 pages, and then Saturday, Sunday, we're done. This video will be a wrap and over with. Let's see about washi. What have we used? What we haven't used yet? So we started with, okay, I kind of made my own there. Let's see about making our own again here. We can do that again. We'll just go the opposite way this time. I need to start with it on this end. Sorry if my head is getting in the camera. I'm trying not to. Sometimes it's a little hard to see. And I still didn't hit it quite perfect, but that's all right. We'll just let that ride like that. And then we're going to use our little chalkboard pieces to make us some little washi strip down here with the headers from the kit. I think 2 is sufficient. That's what we used on the last set. I think 2 will be okay here too. Yeah, that works. And then we need some deco and a line. We need this one and a ruler. Okay, kind of a wobbly line there, but it works. All right, and let's throw some deco on these 2 sheets. I have a couple more full boxes. We're not going to end up having enough full boxes, so let's use some non-full boxes on Thursday. And I'm going to put deco up here at the top. And maybe at the bottom also. Why not? Why not? Why not? All right, let's see what kind of deco we can add on here. I add some washi tape and a clipboard. That would be fine. And let's go ahead and put this with the coffee because I have to drive early this morning to this training here, and so I'll definitely need some coffee. All right, and then down here we'll put the washi, the container of washi, and maybe the highlighters, and maybe one of these small like binder clips. Didn't quite want it to go there, but we'll put it right there. All right, that's gonna be good enough for that one. And then on Friday we can use a full box. We'll probably end up putting it down here. And do we want to add some deco? Friday's gonna be a straight work in my classroom kind of day. So we're gonna put this like a big long to-do list. We'll probably put the scissors because we'll probably be cutting some things, some laminating, some other things. And we'll put the printer over here because we'll definitely be doing some printing and copying that day also. All right, let's see about Saturday and Sunday. Let's see, we've used makeshift washi. Yep, and then we used orange and then brown and maroon. So let's go back to the orange now. And I'm just gonna use a little bit here. All right, let's find days of the week for Saturday and Sunday. We're nearly done here, folks. Nearly done. So I am excited to go back to work, sort of. I'm sad also. I'm always sad when summer breaks comes to an end. I enjoy the slow pace, the kind of on my own time, the doing what I feel like. Oh, that was super crooked. It's probably not going to pull up well. Sticker to sticker doesn't always pull up very nicely. So I will be sad to go back, but excited at the same time, if that makes any sense. If you teach, you probably understand what I'm saying here. But yeah, I do love my job. I work in a good district. I have good support. I'm pleased with all the things. there. It's just, I enjoy being home with my animals. I like being a stay-at-home dog mom in the summer. It's always been enjoyable, but all good things do come to an end, and we'll be back at school before I know it. But I'm excited to go back to work and to get my room ready and to meet a new set of kids. We have a new principal and a new academic dean, so that is going to be interesting. Should be good though. I'm excited for the things to come. We've made some really big strides the last couple years, and I'm excited to just kind of expand upon that and keep going. Yeah, the district I'm in, I've been there 5 years, and I have taught this will be principal number 4. There was some turmoil in the district at the beginning when I first started there. There's been lots of leadership change since that time, and I think finally we're like on a good path and making headway, and things are good. So hopefully, I'm very hopeful for a good school year. Let's see what color marker here. I guess we need to go back to this kind of brownish one. It's not really brownish, but maybe a little bit less maroon than the other one is for sure. So, okay. Yeah. I didn't tell you my markers I was using. I'm using a Sharpie S-Note. These don't have colors on them, so whatever this one with the green cap is. Crayola Super Tip with a little piece of marker there. No name or number on it. And the Tombow 757. All right, let's put a little bit of deco down on these 2 sheets, and we are good to go for this week. It'll be busy, I'm sure, and it's gonna go rapidly, and I'm going to be exhausted, but it's good. It'll be good. Professional development is not my favorite thing to do as a teacher. In fact, I've yet to really go to a professional development that I felt like was helpful to me in like any way, but it's just part of it, unfortunately. So, and I love the chalkboard of this stuff here. I love chalkboard. I'm gonna put this here because this will be the day before I go back to school, and there will not be tons on the to-do list. There'll be lots of relaxation added in this day, some time in my pool, some just downtime before the Monday crazy happens. And not that it's bad, it's just gonna be busy. So for the next couple of weeks, you know, we looked at the August calendar. One more. It's pretty packed in here these first couple of weeks of August. So yeah, this day will be a rest day, and then I'll get back to it. So I will thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to watch this video. Leave a comment down below and tell me what you think about using this kit here. That's kind of a random assortment of stickers in my book, and it'll be a different random assortment next week, but let me know what you think. I'm always curious to hear from you, and we'll do this again soon. Talk to you later. Have a great day.